It's day 314. I've had to find my shoes. I've not worn them for months, but I've got to go for my jab now. So I have Crohn's disease, so I'm on immunosuppressant tablets, which means that I'm classed as vulnerable for COVID. So the doctors have invited me for my anti-vaccine jab. No, what's it called? My vaccine jab. So I'm going to do that at 9:30. So I might have a sore arm later, but we'll see. Well, I've survived my jab. Ached a little bit when they put it in, but pretty much back to normal now. My arm. Got some homework for Christine. I don't know why it says fragile. It's samples of oilseed rape to test in our machinery in the weighbridge to check that the calibration's correct. So every month we get a parcel full of stuff. We run it through our equipment, check it, log it online, and it compares everyone's equipment all together. And then what they call a ring check to make sure everything's working as it should. I'm just going to put it in a weighbridge, ready for Monday. This is the main thing that we check with it. So we pour the oilseed rape or whatever commodity in the top: wheat, barley, oats, beans. Press that button when it turns green, when it's full, which is when the top's filled right up. It analyses the sample, then spits it out the bottom into this drawer, and we tip it back in the shed or in a bucket. And it's dead simple. Some of the older moisture meters, you have to grind it up like a coffee grinder to test the moisture of the grain, but this one, it does it all automatically. Sends like a microwave frequency through it and records how long it takes to get through or how much it bounces back to tell it to work out what the moisture is. So like I say, we have to check that every month with a ring check, but we also check it every morning when we're doing an intake of oilseed rape coming in, just to make sure that the calibration's perfect. Don't know about the rest of the country, but it's absolutely freezing and blowing a gale here today. I'm just going to load some wood chip now on Simon. He's just behind me now, tipping on his fence with his big Brogan trailer, and I get him loaded with some dry chip, but hopefully it won't blow all over the yard because it is proper gusty. Just putting the bucket on, lift it up, I'll flip the camera. So the bucket's on now, the pin's not locked, so if I press this button now, you'll see that shoot up and then come in. There you go, pin's now locked in. There you go, quick shake to check. Off we go. Some chip in that trailer. Chunk now coming out. It's gone all over the back door, it come that fast. My dad's over there on the other telly unloading some chip onto another drying floor. Hope he's going to shut the back door before he drives off, otherwise that chip will end up in the yard that's stuck on the back door. There we go. Don't drive off. Oh well, not too bad. I'll scrape that up. You can tell it's gone really cold. We've just put that chip in there now, turn the dryer on, blowing the air through it, and it's steaming like your breath does on a frosty day. You can see better from the back. Need to clean the windows on this. Looks like the shed's on fire. Just emptied the dry chip out of here. Put my old phone up there now with the time-lapse camera recording, and I'm going to time-lapse filling the floor with chip. Just going to open up, bang that wall with the bucket, otherwise the phone will fall over because I've only balanced it. Fell down, first bucket full, so I've just propped it in the corner now. Hopefully that'll work. The boiler's just tripped off. There was a piece of string wrapped round one of the feed organs in here, and it was dangling down over the magic eye in the bottom, so it thought there was chip there and it wasn't, so it ran itself dry. So now I didn't get to it in time, so the water's cooled down. Because the water's cooled down, It's now telling me that the pressure has dropped, because obviously hot water is bigger than cold water. So now I've just upping the pressure and pressing the reset, and then I can get it lit again, otherwise, because it won't turn on until it's got enough pressure in it. So I click this green button on here, that makes a clicking noise, pressure resets. Now I should just be able to turn the boiler back on. You hear it starting up, you hear the chip scrapers going over there, pulling the chip in to the where it was empty. If you look, it says that it's stopped. What's going on? It was just doing its checks. Started up now. That shaft's turning. That tells it the auger's now screwing wood chip into the boiler. So I'm going to manually run it through to get the auger full, because the auger will be empty now, because that thing was dangling down thinking there was wood chip there and it wasn't. So I'll fill that up with chip, get some into the boiler, it should light itself, and off it goes again. This is today's quiz question. What are them three things for on the auger for the wood chip going into the boiler? Got little handles on them. Someone might know, because I'm sure I've mentioned them once before. So see if you can work out what they are and why they're on here. So this is the answer to yesterday's quiz question, and a lot of people did get it right. It's a Shelton trencher. So it's powered off the tractor's PTO. Power goes through the gearbox and it turns this chain. If you look at this chain, it's basically like a big chainsaw. And as it goes round, it chews at the soil and carves a trench. Then this holds the trench open, and you put a roll of pipe on that reel up there. It falls through this pulley, down and through this box, and it puts it into the floor. And then it goes up and down on these rams. And on the other side, we have a pole. We attach a laser to on that pole, and that keeps it exactly the right height as it's going through the soil profile, even if the field goes up and down. Or if we want to put a gradient on it, we can dial a gradient into the laser, and it puts it in on a gradient. So I've got a short video of it working from in the summer, so I'll put that on now so you can see how it works. And hopefully if the weather dries up, we'll be using it in the next few weeks. Off we go again. A couple of people had commented and asked about this NC dump trailer. So this is what we use for moving stuff around that's like could dent the other trailers, like stone aggregates and soil and things like that. It's what did I think of it? It's a good trailer. Personally, I don't think it's big enough. It's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be 16 ton, but you struggle to get more than about 14 ton of stone on it. It could do with being either a bit higher or a bit longer, but saying that, it's also dead manoeuvrable. It tips really vertical when it tips up. It's not got air brakes, but they could probably be fitted. And it is on commercial axles though, so it's got some good brakes on it. But it pivot point is right up here, which is quite high. So when it tips like vertical, and it can really pile stuff up. And then this back door on it's what they call a magic back door, and it like latches on here. But when it tips, it folds down automatically. So when you're filling it now, stuff won't roll out the back, but when you tip, that flops down to about here, and it automatically sort of empties itself, which is a good thing, to be fair. But yeah, I just think it should be a little bit bigger really.